My heart is where the Hebrew home is. For where the heart is, that's where you find the Hebrew home. Hebrew home, Hebrew home. Good morning, Hebrew home. My heart is where the Hebrew home is. For where the heart is, that's where you find the Hebrew home.
Good morning, everyone. I am your host, Olivia Cohen, coming in live from Studio B here at the Hebrew Home, and this is Good Morning Hebrew Home. Welcome, everybody. Today is Monday, April 19th, and the time is 10:32 a.m. We have a great show planned for you today. A little later, we will look at a new documentary on Apple TV for Earth Day. And I feel like we always talk about animals and the environment on this show, especially when it comes to our positive news stories. So I thought that would be a good tie-in to our positive news stories. So first, let's take a look at the weather in our neck of the woods. Today will be a mix of clouds and sun during the morning, which will give way to cloudy skies this afternoon. A slight chance of rain showers later. Temperatures will be high around 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. So there we go. That's our weather for today. Although looking outside, it looks pretty nice right now. Let's move to this day in history. April 19th, I'm bringing it back to 1897. The world's oldest annual marathon, run in Boston, Massachusetts, United States, races for the first time. The Boston Marathon ranks as one of the world's most prestigious road racing events, with an average of 20,000 taking part. The marathon is one of 5 members of the World Marathon Majors, which include the cities of Boston, London, Berlin, Chicago, and New York City. Moving on to 1934, Shirley Temple appears in the American musical movie with many well-known actors and actresses, and she steals the show and goes on to appear in 10 movies in 1934, including 4 starring roles in a major feature-length films. And who can forget those Shirley Temple curls, which she was best known for. In 1945, the popular musical Carousel opens at the prominent Majestic Theater in New York City. The production was based on the 1909 play about a man named Liliom and his lover Julie. So Carousel is a beautiful, I think we might have played it here on some of our Friday movie musicals that we have. But it has wonderful, beautiful songs in that. It is such a classic. So that happened on this day. And then moving forward, I think last week or maybe a week or two ago, I talked about The Simpsons, and something else for The Simpsons came up, so I added it in. In 1987, The Simpsons, which had been originally created as a series of shorts for the Tracy Ullman Show, with the first showing happened on this day in 1987. So that was The Simpsons. I actually happened to watch an episode of The Simpsons yesterday, and I haven't seen it in years, like many, many years. And it was interesting to see the storyline, and it was a sad episode. It was not sad, it was a heartwarming episode. So it was interesting to see, and I kind of stayed tuned to watch that, and then it tied into today's show, so I could tell you about it. Let's move to our national days. It's National Amaretto Day, National Garlic Day. I know some people out there are really big garlic fans of garlic, and I love garlic. I've also been to a garlic festival, which was really, it's not as weird as it sounds, but they had really great stuff, a lot of it was in Connecticut, and there was a lot of local items that had like garlic, so different kinds of spreads and different kinds of like olive oils and vinegars, and then some other things, honeys, different kinds of honeys, And then everybody had like their own garlic, like one thing there, but it was a whole bunch of things. But it was really nice. And so I hope that there's something happening out there for National Garlic Day. It's also National Hanging Out Day, just a day to hang out. So use that today. It's a nice day, a little breezy right now, but it's a good day to just hang out. We talked about states having a national day, and so today's is National North Dakota Day. And then that's it. Those are our national days for today. Or birthdays for today. We just have one for residents. Regina, happy birthday. And our staff birthdays are Mervyn from housekeeping. Happy birthday. And our famous birthday was Jane Mansfield. She was born Vera Jane Palmer, which I like that name as well. Vera Jane Palmer, born April 19th in Pennsylvania. She was known for she was like the pinup of the 1950s. She had that platinum blonde hair, an hourglass figure. She appeared in tons of magazines many times in the mid-50s. She was, the girl that everyone had. I think they always talked about her with the armed forces as her being pinned up in everyone's locker and stuff. And in the mid-50s, she was in a number of hit movies. Although she was best known as a sex symbol, she did win a Golden Globe in 1957 for New Star of the Year. So happy birthday to all. Let's see what food service is cooking up for us. These are our non-kosher menus. Today, lunch will be a cheeseburger with French fries and a tomato basil salad. I love tomatoes and basil, so fresh for this time of year. And dessert will be pears. Dinner will be, soup will be a roasted fennel and carrot soup. And entree will be fried fish with sauteed vegetables, rice and beans, and dessert will be vanilla pudding. Our kosher meals today, lunch will be a vegetable cheeseburger with kasha and roasted green beans. I love kasha. And also for dessert, applesauce. Dinner will be mushroom barley soup with entree being grilled chicken, wild rice with roasted vegetables, and dessert will be peaches. So those are the meals for today. Everyone enjoy your meals. So that brings us to our good news story of today. And one of the intentions of this morning show was to bring good news to people during a challenging time and to find those moments of hope. And so one of the things that came out of being in quarantine and this pandemic, and I think many of us have talked about on the show, is all of these moments that people have reconnected to nature or conservation efforts. And so there is a new documentary that's out in celebration of Earth Day 2021. The documentary is called The Year Earth Changed. And it was released and narrated by award-winning broadcaster Sir David Attenborough. Produced by the BBC, it's on Apple TV, so if anybody wants to watch and you have Apple TV in your rooms, you could totally check this out. And it's showcasing exclusive nature footage from around the world after an unprecedented year of worldwide human quarantine. And so they said during this most difficult year, many people have reappraised the value and beauty of the natural world and taken great comfort from it, said Attenborough. But the lockdown also created a unique experiment. Less noise, less fume in the air. Creatures around us have flourished, by and large, in this last year, Attenborough told CBS. Especially whales. They were able to vocalize to their young much easier with no cruise ships nearby. The parents could travel farther to feed, knowing that their young could hear them. Scientists had never heard some of the sounds. So from witnessing whales communicating in new ways, to hearing new bird song in cities, to encountering capybaras in South American suburbs, people all over the world have had the chance to engage with nature like never before. And in this 1 hour special, viewers can contemplate what can be accomplished by closing beaches a few days a year, for instance, which can have a profound impact on nature. The stories of how wildlife responded have shown that making even the smallest changes to what we do can make a big difference. So we're going to show you the trailer for this documentary.
March 2020. A deadly virus sweeps around the world. Overnight, our lives are put on pause.
Issuing a stay home, stay safe order.
Directing all of our residents to quite simply stay at home.
But as we stop, remarkable things start to change in the natural world.
With the clear skies, for the first time in a lifetime, we can see the Himalayas.
With beaches closed to humans, these animals were nesting at a more successful rate than we've ever seen.
One vocalizing and then the other. I'd never heard that before.
From the start of lockdown, across 5 continents, we have recorded a global experiment of epic proportions that has shown us, if we choose, we can transform the health of the planet. For all.
So just a little snippet into this documentary, but I thought it was a great way to kind of tie into so much that we talk about on this show here, and all those wonderful efforts by so many things. I'm thinking of the stories about the big turtles in the Galapagos and wolves that we've talked about, all the animals and different trees and plants that we've talked about. Just so many good things have kind of come out from this as well, and it's always looking for those moments of hope and those silver linings. So if you're able to and you have Apple TV, check out that documentary. It looks really good. I think I'm going to try to watch it this weekend. Maybe it'll bring some more stories to you guys about all the wonderful things that are happening for our animals and nature here in our world. As always, please feel free to give us a call. Any good news you've heard and would like to share on the show, you can do so by dialing 2813. If you're watching on YouTube, feel free to leave us a comment, hit that like button, or hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. Remember to tune in to Channel 8 later today. We have What's the Story with Kate coming up at 11:15, and then we have Wellness with Deborah at 1:30. And on our stream channel, Channel 88, we have at 4 o'clock, Dorot Presents Qigong. And at 6:30, you can catch this episode of Good Morning Hebrew Home again. Thank you for joining us today. Once again, this has been Olivia Cohen with Good Morning Hebrew Home. We will see you tomorrow, same time, same place, same channel. Cohen out.